The K Jazz Show, Sundays on Kofifi FM 97.2.
The Sagiya Foundation is set to bring two of the great jazz giants, Richard Bona and Yayoi Ikawa, and a stellar South African lineup, which will be represented at the KwaZulu-Natal Jazz Festival. This highly anticipated event is organized by the Sagiya Foundation in association with the KZN Jazz Appreciators Association, a first for the province of KZN. And here to talk to us about this exciting happening is Mr. Atlas Duma, a well-established art practitioner in multiple art disciplines. He is also trained as a musician and accumulated skills on script writing and theater productions. Kofifi FM, please help me welcome the CEO of the Sagiya Foundation, Bob Atlas Duma, to the K Jazz Show. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon, Wako. This is an exciting moment that I share the story of jazz in Kofifi FM.
I really am grateful, and thank you so much for joining us. So firstly, Yawana, congratulations on this outstanding milestone for the people of KZN, and most importantly, the followers of jazz in the province. And it comes, during a time where many of the artists are now able to travel and audiences are hungry to go out and experience live music in a different setting. Do tell us, what inspired the foundation to produce this festival?
That is true, Wako. COVID gave us so many difficulties, going forward, especially affecting the economy for the artists and the public holistically. Well, this started in 2020 when I was introduced to the celebration of International Jazz Day, which is on the 30th of April every day. So I was introduced to this movement by Uprenda Sisane, so he's a very remarkable jazz contributor, so she was involved in Cape Town Jazz Festival organizing, and she started doing a lot in Durban, in Johannesburg. Then she introduced this to us as Sagiya Foundation, trusting that due to our mileage in jazz empowerment and the musicians' development in jazz, then the rest is history. We becoming one of the celebrators of jazz in 30th of April. So the movement is being recognized by the Institute of Jazz in London, the Happy Hancock Institute of Jazz. So it is linked to UNESCO, which is actually recognizing all the celebrators worldwide. Then we are actually connected to them. They know what we are doing. We report to them, not like we are bound to report, but for the sake of international reach out. So we are able to inform them, and we celebrate International Jazz Day together. So that's how the celebration came about. Then it got interrupted by COVID-19 in 2020. We celebrated in small scale in 2021 and 2022. In 2022, we were doing a very nice one at KZN, University of KwaZulu-Natal. We did the Battle of Afro Guitars. So guitarists work together, celebrating jazz. So now today, on the 30th of June, we are bringing the remarkable Richard Bona, from USA. So it's a very, very exciting moment.
A very exciting conversation, a very exciting concept, and much more exciting festival that we can all look forward to. But let's briefly unpack, what the festival means for the people of eThekwini.
They are very excited. It means job creation. It means jazz celebration. It means people of KwaZulu-Natal, and not only KwaZulu-Natal at all, nationally, we are actually celebrating KwaZulu-Natal in jazz. So they see us as the custodians that are actually doing this for the first time. It's a debut pure jazz festival that we are bringing. And, we do often have some jazz festival from time to time. So we've been crying, saying, hey, the organizers are actually calling it jazz festival, but they mix with other genres. So now it actually compromises the heritage of jazz. Then we said as Sagiya Foundation, no, let us just be exclusive and make sure that we bring the core of jazz, that the jazz appreciators are actually looking forward to it.
I mean, you
Yeah.
mentioned heritage, and one of the pillars, the key pillars of the event, will be to narrate and conserve the history of KZN, the African continent, and expose more youth to the genre. Since we are now heading into Youth Month in June as South Africans, tell us why it's so important, Bob Atlas, to expose the youth of the province to jazz.
Talking about the youth, I like the lineup of Mthobisi Mthalane. Mthobisi Mthalane is a graduate from university. Then he called, he didn't get afraid to bring a big band there. So we've got horn players dominated by the youth. We've got the BVs, the backing vocalist, which is actually representing the youth very well, So Xolisa Dlamini is bringing a lot of youth as well. Slylo Selot on PVs is using KZN PVs, so it's all about youth, and holistically the followers of jazz as well. So in KZN in KZN Jazz Appreciators Association, we do have the representatives that's actually working so hard to bring youth on board, and so that they actually learn to appreciate jazz. This thing that we are saying, as much as youth right now, they are obsessed about the pop, your piano, etc. But there's a time whereby they are growing up, so all these genres ending up boring to them. So we have to preserve jazz, because at the end of the day, when they're getting old, they will come back and looking for the music that is so calm and appreciative and, therapeutic music. So that is jazz.
Love that. Therapeutic music. Jazz is therapeutic. I love that, Bob Atlas. Kofifi FM, spending time with Bob Atlas Duma. He is the CEO of the Sagiya Foundation, the conglomerate or the collective that are bringing together the KZN, the inaugural KZN Jazz Festival happening later in the month of June. Now, this festival, Bob Atlas, will be presented in 3 phases. Please tell us what these phases are and how they're going to be rolled out now, during the festival.
Yes, this is exciting. We actually, when we are listening to jazz, you always learn all the time. So if you are a really jazz appreciators, you can know that an improviser is using a certain scale when he improvises, So now we are actually trying to unfold the history of jazz with regards to different jazz music categories, So we've got a category that speaks to smooth jazz, So your smooth jazz is a jazz that is actually bringing some sort of fusion elements, and you dance if you like, but you dance very softly or slowly, So that's why you call it smooth jazz. So if you are a jazz cat, the cat is doing everything, in harmony, slowly but surely, So that's smooth jazz. So that one will be represented by Mthobisi Mthalane. There's a beautiful trio by Neil Gonzalez, Demi Fernandez, and Nips van der Spey. That is a trio that is actually portraying and giving all their best with regard to the interpretation of smooth jazz. So the other one on that one is Bongani Kwanyana. He took after Sipho Gumede's legacy. So he was once a bass guitarist for Sipho Gumede. So if you listen to when days are dark, friends are few. So that's smooth jazz. So Bongani Kwanyana is taking after Sipho Gumede. And those are the 3 bands that is actually portraying the smooth jazz. Then on Afro Jazz Hour, so it's Smooth Jazz Hour, Afro Jazz Hour, and International Jazz Hour. So those are categories. So in Afro Jazz Hour, we've got one and the only Sagiya Foundation, and we've got Umkhumbane Jazz Ensemble. So those are the kings of Irabi, Lasemkhumbane. So it portrays the styles of Sophiatown District 6, so the history is there. That is Umkhumbane Jazz Ensemble for you, and Sagiya Foundation and Xolisa Dlamini. Those are 3 bands that is actually portraying the Afro Jazz Hour. The International Jazz Hour We've got Yayoi Ikawa, born from Japan, and now due to work, she's a lecturer in one of the universities in US.
Yes.
So she's coming from Japan/US. That's Yayoi Ikawa for you. She will be collaborating with two of the KZN young musicians, Blessing Twala on double bass and Sbu Zondi on drums. So that is Yayoi Ikawa for you.
Yeah.
And we've got our only Richard Bonner as international jazz in the International Jazz Hour. Let me not forget Nduduzo Makatini. Dr. Nduduzo Makatini will be collaborating with Umbuso Khoza. You know, so they are doing their very beautiful project. They call it Abasem Katini. So it's going to be a beautiful lineup portraying various styles in jazz. So, yeah, people must come and learn and enjoy and get healed.
I look forward to that, of course. And, you know, boasting such an impressive lineup of artists, this is going to be one stellar festival to break new ground in KZN as part of the players in the country that celebrate and promote jazz on an annual basis. So let's talk dates, you know, and how do we followers of jazz and jazz travelers can attend these festivities?
The date is just one day. It is the 3rd of June. This coming week, one weekend will pass, then the following weekend is the 3rd of June, which is a Saturday. So it's going to be happening there at the station. If you know Durban Station, there's a rooftop, beautiful venues there. They call it the station. Yeah, it's there. And I like the fact that the program would start at 11 o'clock, you know. So at 11 o'clock, we've got a program that is exclusively dedicated to musicians. If you're a musician and you have purchased your ticket, please make an RSVP if you are interested to the improvisation workshop that will be rendered by Richard Bonner from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So if you have purchased a ticket but you did not do in RSVP, then you are not going to be part of the improvisation workshop. But if you do RSVP, then you are going to get into that list and enjoy that program, you know. So at 2:30 to 3, the VIPs will be enjoying the so-called opening plenary and the cocktail presentation, whereby you hit your red carpet, you meet and greet, you network, you know, a business opening plenary whereby a sponsor is telling us why they are so interested in this jazz festival, etc. So that is another phase of the project. Then come 3 o'clock, the festival starts exactly at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. And there is no opening act. So all our acts are as equal, as talented as, you know, as they are. So if you say, no, I will reserve for the actual, no, so that's how you're going to miss out because the festival is treated as, you know, equal presentation or equal status of presentation from beginning to the end.
Absolutely. Now that you've told us what is going to be happening, how do I, as a traveler, and how do I, as someone who's interested in, you know, attending the festival, book myself a seat? Where do I go?
As much as this is our debut festival, then we are still fixing some other packages, you know. So that would actually include your accommodation, your flight, etc. But at this moment in time, we just urge the fans to just organize themselves their flight, organize themselves their accommodation, etc. So they rather do that as fast as possible. However, we do open a window whereby one can say, guys, please just organize for me everything. Then we'll take it from there and make sure that that particular fan is so much taken care of, you know.
I love the sound of that. I really love the sound of that. Of course, the last thing as we wrap up, Duma, Apparently, there is a dress code for the festival. How should I come dressed, Bagit?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I like you have raised that one because thinking about Jazz Festival, the first thing that comes to South African jazz appreciators, they only know that I have to bring my cooler box, I have to bring my stuff so that I come sit down and lay down some towels and, take some sort of a picnic. Guys, this is typical jazz festival that is actually saying, I'm going out with this Tandwasami and I'm going to enjoy myself without bothering Uguti Ngizopatani, but everything will be catered there. So if you are a VIP, you don't have to worry about food, you don't have to worry about something to drink. You just come there, get a designated area for VIP when you're going to enjoy yourself to the fullest. So that your VIP, which cost only 1,000 rand. So if you say, no, I just need general. So the general as well, the capacity is 1,300. So it means it's almost kind of being not bad to be in the general, but the only difference is that you are not going to get some other things that are going to be benefited by the VIP. Yeah. However, the viewing area of the general is almost the same. So you still feel special. That one is 350 rand. If you're saying I need a parking, then at web tickets, yes, there are 3 streams of tickets. If you are just walking in, it's 350 rand. If you say, no, I'm driving, then you are going to buy a 400 rand ticket that is going to give you a parking as well as the access to the festival. So if you buy a VIP, 1,000 rand VIP, you don't have to worry about the parking. Everything is included there.
Festival.
Oh, dress code.
Yeah.
Dress code.
Dress code. Oh, yes, in fact.
Yeah,
the dress code.
Dress code is formal, so it's formal or vintage. So it's okay to be vintage. It's jazz anyway. So the more you are so vintage, you're actually bringing a true color of jazz, so vintage or formal. Mind you, it's not maybe some sort of a competition. So people must not be scared that, now I have to purchase some new clothes. No, it's not a competition. Just it's a matter of being presentable and know that you're attending the event that is so exclusive. And the hashtag is feel special. That is our hashtag. So you just feel special if you are there.
Love that. Of course, for more information on the festival, please head to sagiyafoundation.co.za or their Facebook page, Sagiya Foundation, and also on Instagram at Sagiya Foundation. But Atlas, thank you so much for chatting to us this Sunday. And of course, all the best for the festival that's taking place on the 3rd of June, 2023. And we look forward to seeing it all come together.
You're welcome. And thank you so much, Sagazi. And thanks to the viewers, thanks to the management of the radio station.
Absolutely. Feel special. Hashtag feel up the station. Hashtag feel listen, all these kind of hashtags. I love it. I look forward to it and see you there. Of course, he is the CEO of the Sagiya Foundation, Bob Atlas Duma, on the K Jazz Show.